I'm not sure if I obtained them legally. I don't know. If someone could leave me a comment and let me know if this is legal. Actually, don't. I don't want to know. I don't care. It's already done. I already did it. So, doesn't really matter anymore, does it? Anyways, let's just jump right on in. So I'm sitting next to my completed stump. One of the two that I made. The other one's over there. But what's important right now is me. So let's hang out. Let's talk about the process of making this bad boy right here. Solid wood. So obviously, as you guys saw, I stole this. I stole my stumps. I was taking my boyfriend to work, and I decided when I was going to pick him up that before I picked him up, I would stop by the park next door to where he works, like a couple streets down, and I was gonna sit there and enjoy my day and think about life. And then I saw this stump. This one. And there was no one there, and there were a whole bunch of them. So I took two. I took two. Ugh, I feel guilty. I feel bad. I don't know if it was allowed. I don't know if what I did was illegal. If it was, cuff me, boys. Here's my thought process. Most of the stumps were down in sort of like a watery area. So I'm pretty sure what they had done was just cut down some trees near the water, and they were just gonna leave them there and let them rot. And that's fine, that's cool, but I had a couple ideas. So as you're gonna see on the screen, there were a lot of these very similar tree stump sort of side tables, or like not benches but stools, things like that people have made, and that a lot of higher end furniture stores will sell for, I think the most expensive one was like $200 something, and I was like, but free stumps for me. Naturally, as I'm sure any of you would do as well when presented the option to make it yourself for completely free and with very little work. I took two of the ones that I thought were the prettiest, and then, as you're gonna see, I sanded them down, the top, the bottom, and obviously all of the sides. I wanted to remove any sharp bits, basically. Even on the knotted parts of the wood that I actually really liked. I did want to make sure that it was not gonna like cut your ankle if you slid past it, or cut up any furniture that it was next to, especially like a couch or something, you know what I mean? I wouldn't want that. Okay, it's like almost gone. That was way easier than I thought this would be. Okay, I guess I started with the harder one. Look at it! It's so cool! Like, and like West Elm's gonna charge me $200 for this when I got this one for free and I made it myself, and it's my own colors and I liked it. So what I did, and what you'll probably notice, is I used a gray stain and a brown stain because I didn't want it to be sort of, I didn't want it to be a super natural, like, farmhousey kind of color. I wasn't going for a super dark chocolatey brown with these. I didn't want that. I didn't want like a yellow brown. I didn't want a reddish brown. I didn't want any of that. And when I sanded it, it was this beautiful grayish whitish color. and I love that color, but obviously you have to seal wood in, especially wood that you find in a random place, because you don't know if it has bugs in it, you don't know if it's gross, so you have to polyurethane the outside of it to make sure that you're not bringing bugs into your house, to make sure you kill all the bugs in the wood, because that's where bugs live, inside wood. Especially because this one had a bunch of like these little interesting holes on the side of it, which I love the look of, but I also understand that that probably means something was eating this wood, and that probably means it was a bug, and I don't want the bug in my house. So I had to dunk like basically a whole canister of polyurethane into all the holes and crevasses to ensure that they were closed and anything living inside this is now dead. I'm sorry if that sounds harsh, but it is kind of what happened. So I mixed a couple different stain colors, and I will go ahead and put the names of those and the brands on the screen when you are seeing me sort of work with them. But my gray, and I'm putting it on, and I'm mixing it with golden oak. And I'm just kind of going back and forth with those two colors until I get this sort of grayish, brownish, darker color. I really like how it's drying over here, sort of more light toned. So I think I'm gonna keep doing that. This is the back of this table, so that's why it looks so bad. But I basically just took two different paint brushes, and I would dip it in the brown and I would dip it in the gray, and then I would sort of slather them on together, and pretty immediately, because I didn't want something super opaque, I would rub it off with a towel. And then after that dried, I went in with this is important, I went in with a polyurethane, I keep hitting the table, I'm sorry if you can hear it, polyurethane sealant. And this was important because other sealants can darken the stain. A polyurethane didn't. It just sort of sat on top. And for me, a good polyurethane will lean blue instead of yellow. At first I really hated the color. Now I really love it, and I actually think it looks stunning and beautiful and worth more than $200. But it was free because I already own the stain, the polyurethane, the sanding equipment, and the stumps. And that was basically it. The hardest part was sanding, but even that wasn't super hard because the stumps were pretty solidly cut. There were, obviously they weren't intending these to be used as furniture pieces, so they weren't perfect, but they were good enough for me. And so that resulted in a beautiful and very heavy piece of furniture that I love and that loves me back and is part of nature, and I feel like I repurposed something that otherwise would have wasted away, and so that makes me feel good about myself. And it was a really easy, simple DIY. I swear, this took me like a day. Obviously, if you have to source your wood from somewhere else, might be a different story, but for me, just committed a crime. Maybe. I don't know. Probably not. I did ask people. I asked several people that I knew if it was illegal, and all of them said, I don't think so. So I took that as gospel. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave me a like, a comment, or subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out, and I would love to interact and engage with you guys as well. So, of course, leave your opinions, your thoughts in the comments below, and I would love to chat with you. I can't wait to hang out with you guys again next week, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!